Hi again. This is our second segment of chapter 4, and now we're focusing on supply. So the rules for supply are very much the same as demand, and this segment should be a little shorter. So you see the supply curve, it is sloping upward, sloping from down here up to the right. It's not looking at the point of view of the consumer, it is of the point of view of the firm. What does the firm want? By the way, we are still selling ice cream. The firm wants to obviously make money, wants to survive, wants to be profitable. And the way to do that is to sell more products. And if I sell, but how do I sell more products? If the price is higher, I will be able to sell more as a result. So the price goes up, I as producer will sell more as a result. And this would be the law of supply. And vice versa, if the price goes down, I will be forced to sell less as a result. This is the law of supply as it impacts producers. Law of demand impacts consumers. This impacts producers. And the relationship of quantity supply to supply is the same as the relationship of quantity demand to demand. As the price goes up, the quantity sold will increase. And this quantity supplied here is the movement along the supply curve, just as we had the movement along the demand curve. And we also have things that can shift supply. These are outside factors, outside variables that are not on the vertical axis. These variables can be resources, technology, taxes, let's see, and then number of sellers. I think number of sellers is the easier one to do. And so number of sellers strictly means how many sellers of ice cream would there be. If there are more sellers, let's say more sellers enter into the market, that means there's going to be more ice cream and our supply curve will shift to the right. There we go, shift to the right. And more ice cream will be on the market at every price. Let's call this B prime and A prime. More ice cream will be on the market at every price. And since it is this number of sellers and that independent variable is not on the axis, we have a shift. Now, if there's a reduction in the number of sellers, that is going to be a shift to the left of, let's call this 0, 1, 2. And there will be less sold at every price and less supply out there. And typically we see that if some ice cream sellers moved out of the market, there was a merger of the ice cream sellers and such. And so from the consumer standpoint, there would be less on the market. Now in the next segment, I will put everything together, supply and demand, and we can really look at what's called equilibrium.